All right, we're back with Linda Bodo. And Linda, you've caught my attention right off the bat because you've told me that we're doing something that can make small patios look fantastic in the summer.
Absolutely. It's called vertical gardening. And what we're going to do is create a tiny little footprint and go straight up. So anybody can achieve this, and it's made for like the tiniest of places.
Okay, well, let's get started. You said we could build something right here on the show, which I'm totally excited about.
Okay, awesome. So the materials are really, really simple. We're going to use some cedar fence boards.
Okay.
We're going to use some coconut liner. We're also going to use a little bit of stucco mesh or hardware mesh and ice cube trays.
Ice cube trays?
You're probably wondering what the ice cube trays are for. Well, if you take a close look, I've drilled little holes in the bottom. And that's because we are going to be placing this on top of the finished structure. And once we set it down, we're going to fill it up with water, and it's going to slowly trickle into our garden so that it'll all be wet.
Brilliant.
Gotcha.
Okay, so do we start with this?
Okay. Well, once we got our wood screwed together, you want to use deck screws. And the reason you want to use deck screws is because you don't want them to rust. So once you get this put together, and by the way, all the step-by-steps can be found on absolutephoto.com.
Okay, perfect.
Or this month's issue of Edmontonians magazine.
Great. We'll link to that on our website.
Alrighty. So what you're going to do is you're going to make 25 little tiny 2-inch holes all over your coconut bark.
Okay.
Where do we get coconut bark?
You can get it at any hardware store.
Okay.
And actually, if you look at the back, it's got a bunch of circles on it. That's because it's a traceable pattern that you cut out for hanging baskets. But we're repurposing, right? So we're going to use this hole. It comes 24 by 24. And it's at about 1/4 of an inch thick.
You just use an X-Acto knife?
Yeah, I use scissors.
Really?
Scissors, so it's easy sneezy.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So once you've got your circles drawn on here, the next step is you cut them out with your scissors, so it kind of looks like something like this. And all we're going to do is once we've got our frame built, is staple it on here. So if you want to grab those,
and
go for it. Yeah.
So all the way around?
Yeah, and press down real hard.
Oh my, I'm getting exposed here.
Beautiful.
Well,
Look
I don't know
at
about
you.
beautiful, Linda.
Yeah, no, that's
gracious.
awesome. Perfect.
Okay, let's talk about the next thing while I'm doing this so nobody watches my horrific.
You did a
I
great
think it's
job.
awesome, personally.
Really?
All right, next step is going to be, after we pre-cut our hardware cloth, we're going to staple that right on top of this.
Okay.
And then what
Now,
we're going to do is cut out the little holes. You see, this whole structure gets filled with dirt, so we can do our plantings. This little coconut mesh isn't very strong.
Oh, gotcha.
It's going to hold all our moisture in, which is fantastic.
Great.
It really does hold a lot of water.
But this will hold the
It'll
contents
hold-
in a little bit better.
right.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, there we go.
Awesome. Next step. So let's put this one on here, and you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to staple all around the perimeter of this.
Okay, why don't we do that? Why don't we go to break? I'll take care of this in the break, so when we come back, we can pick up and use our time more efficiently as opposed to putting me on the clock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
Linda,
good
we
to
learn
me.
our lessons
You're
around
doing
here.
a good job, right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. See you in a minute. All right, Linda has taken over the staple gun and she is just going to town. Now, I'm looking at this project right now. We know that you can buy these pre-made in a lot of greenhouses and things like that. Obviously, doing it yourself saves a little bit of money, but I think people will be shocked at how reasonably we can put this together.
These retail for about $400. This baby was about $40.
Really?
Wow.
Really and truly. And you know what? You can whip it up in 4 to 5 hours. So it's not a huge investment in time, but a huge savings in money, which is awesome, right? Easy on the pocketbook, for sure.
So we've got all of our chicken wire and then what
Everything's
do we
on
call it?
here.
The coconut mat?
Coconut liner.
Coconut liner.
'Cause
We've
they're
got that
actually
all
liners
stapled
for
in.
hanging baskets.
So where do we go from here?
The next step naturally would be to cut out all these little holes. And all you need are some wire cutters. That's it. It's a little bit time consuming, but all you do is trace around these holes because this is where you're going to be doing your plantings.
Okay.
Alrighty then. So what we're going to do is, after that's all been cut out, is we're going to take some 24 gauge wire. Now that's this stuff right here. And it's really, if you take a look at it, really easy to work with.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and soft,
sure.
right? And what you're going to do is you're going to poke a few holes in the front of this, poke a few holes in the back of this, and wire the inside together. Because when you start filling it up with soil, it'll bulge on you.
Right.
Okay. So if you take a look at this one, it's actually nice and flat. Can't tell now because it's growing in so much. But if you take a look at the back, you can see where I've kind of pinched it together a little bit just to keep it from bulging.
How many would you say, how many, just four?
Four, that's
Okay.
it. That's all you do right from the top. So the next step is you take your ice cube trays, and you drill these little holes in here, and you just simply drop them down the top.
All right.
Now, what I've got here is a fresh set.
And actually,
You
if we
can
have
see
a
all
look
the
in there as
soil.
well,
Yeah, come on up
we
here,
can
Cody,
see
and take a look at this.
the soil that's in there also, and get an idea of what. Okay, so you've got that just packed in there right now.
Absolutely. Now, what you do when you start filling this is you start with your bottom row. And what you want to do is you want to fill it up with dirt only to that first row. That's all you want to do. Fill up with dirt up to this first row, plant your plants.
Okay.
Fill it to the next row and plant your plants. Now, when you're planting your plants, make sure you plant them on an angle. Definitely on an angle, because if you do them absolutely straight, all the dirt will fall out. So pack them in there really nice on an angle, and then fill right up to the top. Drop your little ice cube trays in here, which is your self-drip system.
Yeah.
Very high tech. Fill it up with water. It drips. It slowly goes down to the bottom, and that's all you need.
So you go layer by layer by layer when you're filling up the soil?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You do it in stages, for
So
sure.
it takes some time, a little bit of time, but at the same time, the payoff is that this thing is essentially going to water itself, or keep regulated water with the ice cube trays,
Exactly.
and essentially you're not doing any weeding or anything like
No,
that.
you're not. And you know what you might want to do? Maybe once a month, throw these in a dishwasher, because what's going to happen is they might clog up with a little bit of dirt.
Okay.
Right? Now, in the step-by-steps, you're also going to cut a piece of this coconut liner to throw on top. And that's going to keep all the leaves and the debris out and that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you don't only do this. I mean, you've got a lot of really great projects. In fact, we feature a show called Can You Dig It on our evening program, and you gave Jim Hall a little bit of a tutorial as well.
I did.
Let's see what happened.
Okay.
So I could see sitting down, having the hockey game on TV and doing this.
Well, what? Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I would love to sit down, hockey game.
You are being sarcastic, I can tell.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to get a peek at that on Can You Dig It coming up this next Tuesday on Your City at 6 o'clock. Plus, we have a giveaway, compliments of Linda Bodo.
We do. She's giving away a copy of her book, of course. She's got a lot of great inspired projects in the book, and also the what do you call it, vertical garden, I guess?
I call it wallflower.
The wallflower
That's a great name.
that Linda and Ryan created today will be yours as well in this prize pack. So 412-2790. If you think this is something, you've got a balcony or a small patio, but you'd love to still be able to plant stuff, this is definitely for you. So first caller through. Let's get
Let's
people
do
to
the
run
first
for the
caller
phones.
through, 412-2790. Thank you so much for being here. This is
My
something I've never
pleasure.
seen before, and
Thank
it's a
you.
great idea.
Awesome.
Okay, when we come back, we've got Paul Schufeld in house from Century Hospitality, plus more with Bridget Ryan when we're back.
So, Linda, what is this?
This is an edible birdhouse.
It better be simple, because for me, I need simple.
It's all about repurposing, recycling, reusing.
Right.
You can make this for pennies. You don't
Really?
even have to go shopping. Just see what's laying around in the pantry, toss it in here, and you're good to go.
So the birds don't care about stale? They'll take stale food?
They'll take
Okay,
stale.
good, all right.
Put together all kinds of dried berries, seeds, grains, and you glue it together with gelatin.
Oh, great.
That's all there is to it.
Okay.
And the gelatin's going to bind it together. Next step is ordinary coat hanger. Snip off the ends, yeah, just get rid of that little neck, and you're going to make this little spiral, twirly, whirly thing of it all, the size of the bottom of your mold. Just start
Rolling.
Doing one of the twirly-whirlies like that, okay?
Can I bend this up like this?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Wow, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous.
Actually, you know what? It's in the shape of a heart. I really quite
That's
like
my
it.
intention. That was exactly what I was trying to do. Perfect diameter. Look at that. Now I can pour my stuff in there.
Now, while this gelatin is setting, which is going to take about 12 hours, just use a little bit of masking tape to hold it dead center. Let's move on to the next step, making the absolutely adorable little roof that goes on top. We've just shingled basically a dairy container. Just remove the bottom with a pair of scissors. Okay. It's that easy. And then you're going to make 2 slits right down to the rim. Punch 2 little holes, feed it through, lock it, poof, you're done.
Okay.
Now, we're going to shingle it with pine cone scales. You can just pull these off.
Yeah, okay.
You
So
can
you can-
probably use your hands because you're Mr. Tough Guy.
But otherwise, you need to have little.
Yeah, no, I'd have gloves and I'd have pliers. So now you're going to apply all these scales with plain old silicone. Have them offset so that they're not on top of each other.
So I can see sitting down, having the hockey game on TV, and doing this.
Well, are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I would love to sit down. Hockey game.
You are being sarcastic, I can tell. There's nothing wrong with being crafty while you just sit around and watch TV. Hockey or no
It's
hockey?
for the birds, right? For the birds.
So basically all you do is keep doing your rows till you get to the very top, and voila! You just drop that little roof on here, and you need a perch. Is stick this chopstick in while it's still moist.
Great spot.
I think it is too. I think the birds will absolutely love it, don't you?
Yeah, supper time, birds, let's go.